closer in time.
Right now, today. The backdrop to the U.S. Constitution was a cocktail of chaos and high-stakes diplomacy. The yet nascent and very aptly named Articles of Confederation, having served as law of the land since near the end of the Revolutionary War, did little to correct the growingly sibling rivalry-like behavior among the 13 colonies, with each printing its own money, marshaling its own military, all the while incessantly bickering over trade routes. George Washington, the reluctant hero of the Revolutionary War, was soon dragged into another fray, one to legally craft a more unified confederacy. Amid clashing tempers in candlelit living rooms and bar rooms alike, debates featuring vogue Enlightenment and anti-monarchical ideals were less reasoned dialogue, more strategic sparring. The result? A document that was equal parts idealism and hard-nosed politics, a gamble that the future of freedom and federalism could coexist. The Constitution emerged not from tranquility, but from the crucible of barely suppressed national disunity. The Magna Carta was not born of high-minded ideals, but of monarchical overreach and baronial exasperation. Picture England under King John, a chronically unpopular monarch whose military blunders in France were bleeding the treasury and the nobility's goodwill, and whose fondness for arbitrary taxes and land seizures had pushed the barons to their breaking point. Feudal lords, less idealists, and more self-interested landlords had had enough. They cornered the king at Runnymede, a site believed by historians to have been chosen because of its muddy, boggy terrain, so to discourage a physical altercation between the two factions. The Magna Carta emerged more as a glorified list of grievances, a document securing baronial rights, than any sort of idealistic manifesto. And while very short-lived, the Great Charter, a reluctant peace treaty with a wink toward due process, would echo through centuries, serving as an archetype of liberty and measured governance. Right now, we are closer in time to the creation of the U.S. Constitution than the U.S. Constitution is to the creation of the Magna Carta by roughly 330 years. The Pax Romana emerged against a backdrop where the sword had been Rome's most fluent diplomat. Augustus, freshly rebranded from his bloodier days as Octavian, managed to stitch together a patchwork of war-torn provinces into a seamless quilt of peace. But peace didn't mean absence of power. It meant Rome's boots were firmly planted on every corner of the empire. The Roman populace, exhausted by decades of civil wars, finally got a breather. Trade flourished, wine flowed, and engineers played gods, building roads and aqueducts with whispers of eternity. The Roman Senate, mere titular cogs wheeling within this imperial golden age, had become a ceremonial chorus, nodding along while emperors like Augustus, then his successors, pulled the strings. Meanwhile, the common Roman sat in amphitheaters, oblivious or indifferent, distracted by the grand circus of spectacles. It was an era where power disguised itself as stability and prosperity. A quiet founded on conquest, maintained by iron, the Pax Romana is remembered as a civilization's calm before impending storms. Right now, we are closer in time to the creation of the Magna Carta than the Magna Carta is to the Pax Romana by roughly 200 years. The Code of Hammurabi, or Hammy, as he was known to his friends. I just made that up.
Whatever you do, don't miss the next exhilarating installment of Closer in Time.